Hello world, my name is Sam and we are back again with another video, and today we are looking at Supergirl. And Supergirl is back, people. If you didn't know, then now you know. Supergirl is back and is back with a blast. If you haven't watched this the episode, I advise you, before you continue watching this, please go watch the episode. Go get your in look, go get an intake and tell me what you think, because it was an interesting one. I watched it a little bit late, like I told you that I did a lot of stuff that I've been doing this week. So I'm gonna be trying by all means to catch up, so that maybe I might be in line with the one that comes next, because there are a lot of things that will be happening and a lot of things and a lot of series are dropping. So without wasting any time, let's go to Supergirl season 5, episode 1, the first one that we watched. So we were expecting, as the friends, we were expecting a lot of things, because in the trailer we saw the new suit. We were expecting for that, and we saw like the Lena issue that was happening with Kara. So it's some of the things that we wanted to find out, and I think we did. If you have watched the episode, you can actually agree with me. We did see that things are not going to be as easy as we expect them to be between Lena and Kara. They might look like they're good, but it doesn't look like it'll be that way. So on the first scene of the episode, if you watch it from my review perspective of point, we see Kara doing what she does best, and she was smiling. As you can see, I told you that I kind of like the new look of her hair, covering her a little bit like that. Is kind of dope. That's according to me. But after we watched the first scene, it turned out that it was actually like a visual thing, or something that related to technology stuff that has been discovered by a new company that is in the central city, in the city. So, and it seems like I feel like in this season they'll be fighting more with technology, because if you remember in this conversation, it seems like these guys were disagreeing about what the new technology that was taking over their cities like, and how it's affecting a lot of people. So I feel like there'll be too much fights between them and the technology, and the technology is what Carol has to face in the end, or maybe up to midway of this season. But we know that our girl can handle that. So it was an interesting thing. And the next scene that I watched that was interesting was this couple. So this was one of my funny moments, funny intakes that I did pick up from this. So from last season, we remember Brainy and her were getting so close, and we kind of actually like what was happening. I felt like it was something that we we're going to enjoy from watching, but it turns out that there was distance between the two. There was a big distance between the two, and you get to find out more what I'm talking about as you see the episode, as we see, because it's like Brainy still blames himself for what he had turned out to become when he was resetted. He was doing crazy stuff in season 4 last season. But it was an interesting thing though. I love that than for them to be cozy and something like that, he was just getting a handshake. And what can we say if we don't have the Denver sisters? I still love the relationship between these two. These are like the best sisters I've seen, even though we know that one of them is an alien and stuff, but their bonding, their relationship is just amazing. And I'm loving that her sister, she's moving on with a new girl, with James's brother. It's going well. And we move to this scene where James was doing what he does best, being a reporter, leading the people, preparing for them, because as we know, he was one who was heading Catco until we thought he was going to be heading Catco in this season. And there comes this woman. Now this woman we don't really know a lot about. I'm here to still find out what is happening, but it seems like she is going to be the cat grind of Catco in this season. Why? Because Lena, she's still angry at Kara, so she's deciding to take the anger out on Kara by actually quitting on everything that Kara loved, that she had bought for him, for her, so that they keep the bond together. But now, because she knows that Kara is Supergirl and she has been lying all this time, she's going to do anything she can to just get back to Kara. So it was an interesting intake. So we're going to find out what is this rich billionaire tycoon should be, and what her role will be like. Don't worry, I'll say it later soon. You'll see what I'm talking about. So, of course, one thing I love about this Arrowverse or this DC series, we can never go any far without at least having a bad guy of that episode. So here they were just introducing the bad guys. We saw that lady is, as you can see, she's one of some famous actors that I know. I've seen her somewhere. I'll try to remember her name or something. If you know her, please remind me. But she's somebody that I kind of like respect when it comes in this acting industry and stuff. So we move on to the lunch between Lena and Kara. It was an interesting one because have you ever talked to somebody while the person knows that you are a thief and is expecting you maybe spit something out or maybe to fall? That was what was happening. Every question that Lena was making onto Kara, it was actually a trap. She wanted to find out something just to get back at her or maybe do something that can cause havoc. So I don't know. I still worry about this because I thought we were done with this Luther family crisis with Supergirl, but it keeps happening. I thought they were going to get a better intake than the Superman one with the Luther family, but this keeps going on. So we'll find out how it plays. So like I was saying, we always have to have a bad person in the show. So it turned up, as you can see, this Jean-Jo as was trying to help fight on this dinosaur, but it turned out this thing was being controlled by Chef Shifter, which it was using its own psychic power or something like that to control that whole thing, master as dinosaur. Which one thing I love about the DC things is like the Flash, DC Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, they're not afraid to show you the animals that you are not expected to see. They just want for you to have that fun and enjoy everything that is happening. So it moves to the next scene. As you can see, Jean-Jo is holding his head because he'd been affected by psychically, because the thing was so strong that it pushed him away. At the same time, we see Brainy busy and so disappointed that Kara's suit was kind of like destroyed or something. It was an interesting thing. And we move on to the next scene. Remember that woman that I was talking to? We are here to find out what is her mission and what she's yet to do in this thing, and what is she going to break that is going to require fixing maybe in the end, or maybe ways we continue. Because I'm still hoping that Lena and Kara's relationship will be fixed and be solidified soon, not to be into that, because I don't want it to be turning into that Lux and the Clark relationship in Superman, or maybe in Smallville, that it end up into fire or something happens. I want these guys to keep that relationship because their bond was just amazing. It was enjoyable and unique. So we'll find out what happens. And I'm loving the relationship between James' sister and Kara's sister. I feel like it's something that she needed from the last relationship went through. So remember when we were talking about that dinosaur stuff, we were still confused who was really controlling. We were just seeing a baby girl, and we didn't know what was happening. But it turned out, and we found out what was really happening in the end, because she wanted to release somebody, or a woman who was imprisoned by somebody. So that was the mission, and that's why she was doing this technological stuff and stuff like she was doing, so that she can set free that person who was trapped on the other side of the world. Where we move to the next scene. Like I was saying about this new woman, she looked like a cool boss and stuff, but now we found out her intention. Her intention is actually to destroy Catcall's brand and how they see things, so that she creates something in her own version, in that thing that we don't understand, which I might say not only Kara and James, but the whole of Catcall workers don't agree with, because this is not what you sign up for. If you're a reporter, you're not supposed to be deep and dark. You should be somebody that should be enjoyable, which is something that we know it makes up our girl. If you're a Supergirl fan, you can say something. This is what makes up our girl, that she has to pay in the use as outlet, like what her cousin does. Cousin meaning Superman, and at the same time coming back and doing hero things and heroic stuff. So if somebody is coming and creating something because they have the money and they own the building, it's just not good. So as you can see, she seems like the only happy person, and all people's faces are kind of like shocked with what is happening and the shock that they get, which leads to the next scene where we find out that our heroes actually find out what the mission of that shapeshifter was really after, and who they wanted to reduce. So it was after the fight and what they fought with that woman who was releasing fire, which was weird, and we didn't understand what was happening. So she was gone and she went to reboot. Like how I'm saying, go watch the episode you haven't watched, because you're going to be bothered by the things that I'm talking about. If you don't know what had happened, you'll be surprised, because it was an amazing episode. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was this part. Now, this was actually an emotional thing, because I've never thought that they can turn the emotion of the movie to happy, to that sad. Because even though I didn't cry, I actually felt like I want to share a tear with Carol when she was trying to be honest and show why she had to do this to Lena, and why she had to hide all these things. So she was telling her, I'm Supergirl, and that's last season we realized that Lena was angry at Supergirl, but she was talking to Kara about Supergirl. So I feel like that's where the betrayal and the anger of Lena is really lying on, that she was angry at Supergirl, but also talking to Supergirl in the form of the friend that she thought she know and trust, and she can complain anything. So because of that, she feels so betrayed that it's going to take actually a long time for her to move on from that. And I don't know how it's going to play out, but we hope that it happens so soon. But I'm sure that she's going to cause a lot of stuff, and that technology that I'm talking about, and this new woman who has moved on, who seems like she has too many departments she's running, because she has the money and she has the technology, and the people seem like they're being controlled by the technological things. It's no longer about those rights of the aliens like the last season. Now we've moved on to the world and how they're being controlled by what technology that we have all over around, which is actually turned out to be a bad thing. If we look at in the actual world, how much has social media, or let me just say the internet in a whole, has controlled your brains, or our brains as the huge. Right now I'm talking to you on the internet, so I can't wait to find out how this thing is going to play out, and what are they going to teach us on this thing. But this was so emotional. I was really touched on this part. It was really emotional. So we move on to that lady friend of ours. She was really raining terror. She was really raining terror on this show where let me say, not Kara was really receiving her award. And what happened before that, wow, the suit was revealed like we did see in the show. I actually love that the suit is actually something so small, and the glasses and stuff. I love the new technology. Brainy has just created something uniquely amazing, and look how it materializes in forms, and I love how it looks on there. I'm going to love this new look, and how it's going to shock people when they're now fighting and they're helping on that thing that is happening. But it's going to be interesting. We're yet to learn a lot from this. So I don't know how it's going to play out. So they did fight the person, and they did save Jean-Jo, which was good. And on this relationship, wow, we kind of have an upgrade. Now these people are now talking together now, and we hope that this stays, because this is actually one of the uniquely cute and amazing relationship we kind of like have on TV at the moment. But we'll see how it plays out, which leads me to the next scene. Now this scene was a little bit interesting, because before this, we actually find out the person who was after Jean-Jo, why he was the one who was being attacked. It's actually because he has a brother we didn't know about, but it came up as a surprise, and we were shocked what was happening. I don't know, tell me what you thought of. I was shocked, I didn't expect that, but we hope to find out how it plays out in the end, because the brother seems like he's really pissed and he's after his brother, and because the father is dead, he's now only going after his brother, and we don't know how it's going to play out, because it seems like that thing was more focused on the hatred that other people has, and they're not willing to move on from that hate. As you can see, Lena putting on this thing, on this simulator, she's actually fighting Kara, and she's winning in that simulator. So imagine you live with a person, you look at each and every